Back to the Factor Uncensored. Seasonal depression is real, and it can swallow someone up if it worsens. But how can you tell if you are actually going through it? My next guest shares her insight. And joining me on the Factor Uncensored tonight, we have with us Nick Pigeon, who is a leading positive psychologist and award-winning author. Her new book, One More Day, is out and offers timely insight on mental health and suicide prevention. Glad to have you here. So we have a question out there. It's that time of year when many people are dealing with their emotions, and they don't know if they're simply depressed or they have blues. So is it depression or is it the blues? Now, depression is much more serious. And when we talk about just having the blues for something that may be going on in your life, or you may be clinically depressed. So how do you know the difference?
So the big difference is the intensity and also the duration. So if you have symptoms of depression that last 2 weeks or more, then you may be diagnosed as being clinically depressed. The blues tend to be something that, this time of year, it can be due to the weather. So seasonal affective disorder can impact us, and we can notice that we're feeling a little bit more anxious or we've got a lower mood, but it usually passes within a few hours or a few days.
And so if you feel like you may be depressed, what should be your first action to deal with that?
Always opening up to someone, so a loved one, maybe reaching out to a helpline or a hotline, because you don't have to suffer alone. I think there's so much shame that can come up with us having a bad day or feeling like we're a burden to other people. But it's really important to allow ourselves to be supported and know that there is hope and there's things that you can do.
And when do you think it's time to see a professional, someone like yourself who specializes in dealing with mental health issues? What threshold do you think when you cross should you seek professional help?
It's if you've been experiencing symptoms over time. So maybe you're noticing that you're not enjoying life or your activities as much as you usually would. You're retreating from friends. Maybe you are noticing feelings of hopelessness or helplessness more than usual. And maybe even noticing a decline into nihilistic or even suicidal thinking. It's that persistence of the symptoms that would be an indicator that it's time to ask for help.
Are there any exercises or activities that you could engage in before taking that step and going to the doctor that you would recommend to this person who may be going through depression?
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about taking steps, and that is the most important thing. It's knowing that there are steps that you can take. They don't have to be complicated, but you do have to start. And you can literally start by moving your body, getting out of the house and doing something simple like taking a 10-minute walk and making that a really simple practice, because we know that when you move your body, you also move your mood.
Absolutely. Now, dealing with the blues, which is temporarily, and if you can't wait a few hours for it to blow over, what would be for your advice for that?
I really love practicing gratitude, and there's a good exercise that I teach, which is creating a folder on your phone, or you can create a physical folder for rainy days. So it's all of the things that you're grateful for, the things that you're good at, the memories that you've had, and put it all into this rainy days folder. So if you do feel the blues, you can open that up and give yourself a little boost of positivity when you need it the most.
That would be great. Now, a lot of people always tell other individuals who may be depressed or going through the blues, well, other people may have it worse. So why don't you just snap out of it? Would that be the wrong direction in taking with someone? It's almost like negating everything they're going through.
Yeah, it's really important that we walk the path with these conversations in a really gentle way, and asking people how you're feeling and really acknowledging and giving them credit for the way that they're feeling, whether that is good or bad. I think that there's so much that comes up around depression or low mood, feeling like it's wrong. And we want to acknowledge the spectrum of human emotion and that we do have bad days, and it's actually okay to have bad days.
And what's the danger of not addressing any of these issues, even if it's the blues, or more seriously, if it's depression? What could be the end result in someone who has a situation like that and it goes unchecked?
Yeah, I think it's really important to name the emotions that we're feeling and to open up about them. It can impact our work, it can impact our relationships. And unfortunately, we see that if you are not preventing the decline, then you can slip into suicidal thinking and ideation or even suicidal attempts.
So, absolutely get help if you need it and talk to someone, which is the quickest way to address it. Nick Pigeon, she is once again a leading positive psychologist and award winning author, and her book, One More Day, is out. And we want to thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored with your valuable advice tonight.